So just a quick catch up with Jack. I know it's been a while, Jack, since we've been talking to you. We're back here in our cattle yard, and this is going to be the main yard from now on. So we brought all our stock back, a few changes on the farm. We had some rented property between sheds and land, and we were moving cattle from one place to the other, but now we've decided to spent a few pound here, Jack, I think, have you?
We have the bank broke.
We have the bank broke, but we're not going to show you that yet. So we're going to go through the original shed. What have we here, Jack, in the pens?
So we have our maiden heifers here to the right-hand side, and they're just on the diet of hay at the minute. So this pen here, these are in-calf heifers, so they'd be first-time calvers. Yeah. So the reason for feeding them hay is just leading up to calving. Just whip a bit of condition off them so that they're not putting it all on the calf. You know, you don't want a big calf and a big fleshy cow that you can't get the calf out. So
the diet beforehand, there would have been on a bit of silage.
They would have been on a bit of silage. So they were housed the 1st of November. So we say for the first month they were put on silage just to build up a bit of condition. They would have lost it before coming in, just with the harsh weather and that. So build back up the condition, put them on nice second cut silage is what they were on. And once we were happy with the condition that was on them, we're ready to take it back off them now and the lead up to calving. And then once they're calved, then do the similar process, put it back on them and just get the milk production.
So for this year, we're working all bag silage, not
all
because we've no facilities here yet.
No, not yet.
That'll probably come next year.
It will, down the line. So look, we're doing with the bales, and I've no fault with them. We moved to the film this year, and I can't fault it in the slightest. It's a serious job. Okay. You have everything in the same pile. You have no net, and you have no nothing. You've no spots of mould on a bale. It's just the oxygen film is meeting the bale in every part. So
right. Okay. So you're happy with
that? It can't be faulted, and that's.
So we've 2 pens done there.
Yeah. These are all homebred stock. We would have all bred them ourselves.
And they're just after getting a fresh bed there.
They got fresh bed, and now this pen was clipped last week. They were clipped, dosed, and vaccinated. So we've a lot of them done. We've over half them done, so we'll get them finished next week.
Right, okay. Over on this side then.
So these are bucket reared calves. We bought these in last February out of a dairy herd. Now, look, they're not the prettiest to look at, but hopefully now they might leave something. So
this is one of Alex's, was it?
This is Alex's invention.
And yeah. So he wanted to buy a few cows from
yeah.
And he's probably going to get a good twist out of them.
Probably will, yeah. The way things are
as you said, they're probably not the prettiest looking.
No, but it's the check. It's the check at the end of the day. Is what you're concerned about. So they're on a different mix. They're on a good diet of straw, meal, and spuds. As you can see there, it's very important when you're feeding a high content of spuds and meal that you have your straw chopped within 3 to 5 mil. Just so it's able to tickle the room. And if you've, there's not a good example, if you have a big
but that is an example of maybe that, it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. So an animal can't digest that, so they'll just throw it to one side and out with it. So.
Right, okay, so we're moving on to these 2 pens
here. So that's a pen of culls or anything that wasn't good enough for breeding. Yeah. And then the next pen here is,
like these ones, Jack, like the look of these here.
You won't see them every day.
Okay, what have we here?
They're heifers, replacement heifers for next year. So they would be calved. They're this year's calves, spring-born calves. Probably out of our best breeding cows. That's why we put them to one side and we're going to keep them. As you can see, there's super colour to them. Super style, bone, width, length. They have it everywhere. So they're the very consistent batch of heifers now. Very, very consistent. There's some girl here, so.
Yeah. Oh, they're nice stock there.
Nice stock now. So.
Right, again, they're on the same mix.
Yeah, they're on the same mix, just to drive them on a bit like they were weaned. They were only weaned, say, when they come into the shed, so it's just to get them used to it, not being with their mammy. Right, so just say, for instance, we want to get cattle from this shed down to the crush. As you can see here, we have a removable post, 2 gates, and then we also have a blocking gate here. So it's very convenient. Yeah. Very, very convenient. We have an outside race here, so there's literally physically nowhere the cattle can go. They might turn, but they can't break left or right. So you keep following us down here now.
So the purpose of the crush, even though we probably went over the top with it a little bit, do you think?
We did, but it's a one-man setup.
But we're glad we did.
It's a one-man setup. Like I was here the other evening, there's clipping and dosing cattle, and you take out a pen there at whatever time, and you'll be no length
Yeah.
down them. Like,
So the purpose of this pen, the first thing that we looked at was probably safety in mind,
Yeah.
and ease of use. We'll say for a one-man operation,
Correct.
if there was no one to give you a hand,
Yeah.
and that probably has served the purpose here,
without
hasn't
a
it?
doubt, without a doubt.
So leading in here, Jack. So the cattle come in here. So this goes right down across
Yeah, it goes
the
the
face
whole
of the
way
shed.
down across the face of the 2 sheds. So you have a curved panel here because, as a lot of people know, when cattle come to a corner, especially when they've gates, they like to stop and look out or look over it. The beauty of the curved panel is an animal's instinct is always to want to follow the bend. So that's the reason we went for the curved panel.
So they come in here if they're coming from this side, and if they're coming
From that side. The gates open either way.
Yeah.
So
we might, well, and then we have an outside run. Then we can walk in.
yeah.
So we'll just open them here.
So if I was running cattle from them 2 sheds there, the gate opens. There's a chain there and all. So you just chain it up. There's a chain bolted to every gate has a chain.
Yeah.
So the cattle come in here. Then we have a forcing gate with a spring bar. And Paul, you bring that round.
I'll bring that with me.
So say Paul is the bull, and I want to get him there. So this is what we had in mind for safety. Say if a beast did bring back the gate, that bar there is stopping it from coming back and catching me here.
Yeah.
So beforehand, you'd want 2 hands on the gate and be praying they wouldn't come back. But that is the gift.
Yeah. So that gate will just lead you around, and again, you're tightening up your space here to get the cattle in to this end of it. And again, we've another curve here, which is another important part of it as well.
Without a doubt, yeah, because he's safe. He can't, if an animal did get out of the headlock and come back, he is the gate protecting him.
Yeah.
And also another option we did go for was, this side is a solid bar, but this side, just in case anything did happen, an animal went down, we have tubes and gates in every post, so they can all open. Yeah. So
you have your foot bats too.
We have our foot bats too. We're foot batting every second day. We have a few cases of mortal hour, so we have to foot bat every second day for 2 weeks. And I tell you, it is working.
Is it working well?
By God, it's working. Yeah, it's a great job.
But you would have to have this facility.
You would, in order for it to work and in order for it to be user friendly, you would have to have this facility, without a doubt. The foot bats, they're measured to fit the crush. Cows walk in, stand for 5 minutes, and then they go out that gate and back into the pens. It's very simple. If I want to catch an animal's head, that opens, the animal comes up here, it'll lock automatically.
Yep.
And then we also have the head scoop on the side for bolusing or dosing or anything like that. So I have to say, no, it's a magnificent job.
Yeah, as you can see, it's all
supplied
by Condon
all
Engineering.
supplied by Condon Engineering.
In fairness, into the sheds, you'll see the way we've divided it all up. This system here, Jack, on the clip, are you a lover of it yet?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Jury's out
with that.
For here, it's not too bad, but for somewhere where you could be in a bit of bother,
Quick in
like there's some gates there, we have them off that would be opening nearly every day. Just in case something did happen, you want to open it really quickly. You know, so because like if you're at that there, and you know sometimes you might have something in your hand, and
so you want one hand to do it. This way, you actually
need 2 hands.
You need 2 hands to open, but at the same time, very safe for.
It's safer for probably in the pens where cattle could be licking the clips and stuff like that, etc.
So we might have to change some of those in time, but there's Andrew now in the camera and he can't even open it. Oh, yeah. Right, so moving on, we can see here that we have. Going to go through the pens then, Jack?
Yeah, we will. So the same again, today is a Saturday, lovely Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And we feed we feed all the cows enough on a Saturday to do them till the Monday, because you know you come in on a Sunday, you feed your weanings, you might have a bit of bedding to be done. You don't want to be feeding cows.
No.
So everything here is in calf, bar these girls here, but they're on a bit of hay as well. So that's why, as I said previously, we're just trying to whip the condition off them. It was put on them, and it's mighty hay.
That's mighty hay, Jack.
Serious.
The smell. I know you can't see the smell on the camera,
but you can see the greenness of it there. It's like hay that was made in May, but it wasn't. It was June hay.
Yeah.
But it was made in a stud farm, and you know it wouldn't get much fertilizer. That's why the colour is probably in it. But so these are actually some of the heifers we bought in this summer. Some super heifers in here. They're all Belgian blue. Limousin Cross, and there's a couple of Charlie heifers in it. They're absolute beauts now. So the plan for them is to AI them in the springtime, maybe January, February. I actually have the straws bought. We have the straws bought, so they're getting all sex semen out of Progressive Genetics. So please God, now they'll breed lovely calves. So the idea buying these was to breed replacement heifers for the future, because we found the past 2 years we were having more bulls than heifers. So look, we came across these heifers and they were too good to really say no to.
Yeah. So we're probably going to shift a little bit into more of the breeding.
Yes, correct.
It's not it. That's the plan.
That's the plan anyway, because it seems to be a thing that's taken off, and especially the way the UK and the north has gone with this blue tongue. Like, we can't buy anything. Like, we used to have a good customer in the north for buying stabilizer bulls, and we can't get them now because of the restrictions that's moved in. So look, it might be something we'll have to just move away from.
But now we have probably the facilities to do.
We have facilities to do it, and we flexibility now. Like,
yeah.
So we still have the stabilizers. There's super Wayland bulls over there. You'd pick your stock bull out, any of them, no problem. So
yeah.
Look, we'll keep going down the shed here now. So as we get down further, we're into more cows.
So we basically have 2 passageways in the
shed.
The shed, yeah. So how will you work your calving system here now? What will be the...
So that shed will have to be empty before calving. So what might happen is, if we get more Wanelands gone, they might just do a move around to the very far side.
Yeah, so
we have our cows calve here, they'll calve in them pens, they'll spend a day or two with the calves, and then they'll move back out to that shed.
Yeah.
And then when we've more space here freed up, that barrier swings open. Likewise does that one.
Yeah.
And if the next batch of cows is ready to calve here, they go
across then.
Yeah.
So it'll be batch by batch.
Batch by batch, yeah, without a doubt. So all straw bedded, as you can see. This.
Yeah, well, look, I know we did, we were thinking about having slats, and we have work slats in the past on the other farm in Town. This shed probably just didn't give us the flexibility and then probably a straw-based shed. We have other uses that we could probably...
Without a doubt, without a doubt. Like, in the summertime, 2-3 hours, you'd strip all them gates down, you'd put machinery, you'd put straw in it. There's no major issues. And also, look, we have a lot of straw ourselves. It's here.
We're probably using a lot of time. We can use the likes of our oaten straw. Something that probably people would chop on.
Yeah.
So we can actually bale that and put it to use and run it here.
And then we have the dung again after that, and it's a great fertilizer.
Yeah.
Super fertilizer. And we can handle dung, whether slurry, it was a nuisance. We had to get a contractor in, and the tanks were getting full. And
look, there's pros and cons in that, like everything else.
Yeah.
They look happy, Jack.
They're very content. They're very content. So we'll just move across to the Wanelands now and see how everything is there. So the morning routine would be, look, it varies. The weekends obviously different, but the morning routines during the week was be first priority is animal welfare. You come in, you walk all your stock, you make sure everything is water, a bit of silage in front of them, make sure everything's healthy and not sick. And then you can think about, depending on the day, whether you're going to vaccinate today, or you're going to clip today, or you might have to go get a load of hay. Or so we always try and feed first and then bed, because at least when the animals are eating, they have their heads out. You can actually see,
and you can get in behind them.
You can put the straw chopper up over them. Whereas if you're trying to bed when they're all laying down, you're throwing it on top of them. And so look, that's.
I see you put a few novel ideas up here for hanging the. You've a couple of there for just.
Yeah, scrapers and brushes and shovels and that. It's a great job. So, if they're there, you'll use them. Like.
And then how are you on camera system? I see we have a camera up here, another one there. They're the three.
So we opted for 360 cameras. We had a couple of fixed ones in the corners of the sheds and that, but the problem with them was they were fixed. You couldn't move them around.
Yeah.
And we had only one fixed camera. It's actually still, one rotating camera. It's still there.
Over there. You can see it. Yeah.
But just with the expansion of these 2 new bays, we just needed something more. So.
Yeah, and again, LED lighting, great job. It comes on automatically there as on sensors there when we come in. So this is our front race as such.
Yeah. So all them gates open. That's another great feature now. I really like the stock boarding on the side of them gates.
Yeah.
It just prevents any low breeze coming in, any animals getting a bit of a chill. And also, you found before we had the stock boarding up, if you were running cattle, say to the crush, they'd always stop and be looking in at the other cattle, whereas the stock boarding now, they can't see. They just go straight for the
They go
straight for the
down.
gate.
Right. Okay.
So
Just that we are facing east here, so we will get an east wind.
Yeah.
Coming through the shed.
Yeah.
Generally, the wind is always on the far side,
Far
so
side.
we've no problems there. But okay, so we'll move down into the next. So we have our stock boarding up again. Very simple behind. It's not a. It's fairly flexy there, isn't it?
yeah, it is. Yeah.
Does you have a handy here, Jack?
Uh,
You have a handy.
well, look, I can't complain. No, I can't complain. I have no faults in the slightest. So we're moving on to a win and bulls. We have over 50% of our bulls gone at probably one of the best years ever for the Wainland job.
Yeah.
Cattle have never been as dear. They're probably back a bit now this time of year, which is expected. But there in September, October, it was just frightening the trade for cattle. But so we have the bulls split according to weight and age. So that would be our heaviest pen of bulls there as such. And then we're moving up with a couple of Charlie lads lying down there. The only reason they weren't gone was there's two and there's another Limousin bull in there. They were sculled. There were only 3 with horns.
Yeah.
So we had to scull them and just give them a bit of time to settle. But as you can see there, they're lying down there. They're as content as anything.
Okay.
And then we
moving
come
up
here.
to the top here.
So what's in here is some of our heifers, calves from 2025, and there's a Roni heifer there. She was bought in. There's just not enough place for her another pen.
Yeah.
So that's why she's there. But there's lovely types here. There's nice colour. You have red, you have golden, you have lovely heifers. So they were also taken out this week, gone. They were done for lice. They were done for Bovie passed, so they have to get their booster now in 3 weeks' time. And they're also done for IBR, and they got to go on multivit as well. It's just their hair was just a bit faded in colour. So,
the drinker system then, I see the war is overhead here.
yes, correct. Look, we hadn't really much choice in the matter. It was that or start cutting concrete, and we couldn't afford to do that. Look, if we could get away with not opening these gates, we were thinking about running it through the tube.
Yeah.
But just them gates have to be opening, so that's the reason we went for the kind of goalpost idea.
And again, it's a goalpost just to see.
Yeah.
And again, obviously it won't freeze either.
No, it won't freeze either, and that's what Neil was saying when he was doing it. He says the heat of the cattle will thaw it out if it ever did freeze. You know, there's a lot of cattle in the shed.
But they're fairly well protected here. The way they're
They
done
are,
underneath of that.
And also we went for the gate with the drinker in it, so that gate can swing by it left or right. So
okay. No issues so far with that.
No issues so far. No, all the stock are content. They're lying there. They're after being fed. They're on the same mix: straw, spuds, meal, and silage. So.
And then your feeding system. Then, if you're on the round bales, then are you going through the diet feeder?
They're going through the diet feeder. Yeah.
Is it a bit slower, a bit?
It depends. They're only getting say 3/4 of a bale, 800 kilos. Is nearly feeding this place and the far shed. So, look, you just give it a shake up with the fork first and load it in with the bucket. Then just don't be too severe because big lump in the diet feeder is not ideal.
Just not ideal.
But like, you wouldn't think that was a bale silage in it.
No, so you wouldn't.
No. The one thing about them tub feeders, they're great feeder to chop. So
yeah.
No, overall very happy.
Less waste, obviously, with the tub feeder.
Less waste.
I know you have to put the hay in, but there's not a whole lot of
no
options with that at the minute.
No. So
and then your working day here, you know, as before when you were going around all other yards, I suppose a lot of time lost, and that was probably one of the reasons.
Comfort, you have some comfort. Help is down to you don't need. Usually, we might have to have someone here and someone up in the rented yard. Like it's phenomenal the difference.
Yeah, so you're working more efficiently. It's
not
more
efficiently, and effectively. So
right. So then, if you want to take out any pen, you can obviously.
Yeah, you have options like this barrier opens.
Yeah.
Or you can bring them all down the bottom gate.
Yeah.
Like we cleaned out 2 weeks ago. So if you want to clean out this whole shed, it's just a matter of taking out this pen of bulls here, putting them in one pen up in the crush. We've 3 pens in the crush with a capability of holding 30 cattle per pen. So I have the options of holding 90 cattle in that crush. So if I want to clean out this whole shed, there's only 80 actually there at the minute.
Yeah.
So you bring them all to the crush, you lift the post, open the gates, tie them back. You come in with your loader there, you park your trailer in the passageway, you load across and bring it around
so
to
you're
the
not actually
Dundee.
bringing it.
No, you don't want to be bringing it out in the
bringing it
stone.
out on
and
the street. Yeah.
The concrete can be cleaned easier than the stone can.
Now
so.
we have probably next year now when we're finished here, we will concrete the front yard here because it's only stone at the minute there. And so you can open these gates and clean. Go open the telehandler and clean the whole out. So many times have you cleaned it? Probably
Twice so far. Yeah, twice so far. And look, we'll see. We might have to get one in before the Christmas or one.
So what are we looking for? When will you start calving?
The first cow is due to calve on the 15th of January. So give or take, it could be 5 days after. It could be 5 days before. So a bit earlier this year, which is no real harm.
No.
So we've 100 cows calved this year, and please God, it goes all well.
And you have enough facilities here for the 100.
Yeah, we will. Yeah. The only thing we're short, we have 5 stock bulls up in another place.
Yeah, which we couldn't just have room.
No,
for
we
here.
just couldn't have room for them here. And look, you'd want big, like they take up a lot of room, so it actually just suited for them to go up there.
Yeah.
So no,
Good
overall,
stuff. Good stuff.
Happy out.
Happy out now. Your day is made a little bit easier, isn't it?
Without a doubt.
And how's stock at home then? I know
Good.
I heard you bought a big bull lately there. I must congratulate you there on it.
Yeah.
How was the purpose behind that?
Well, look, we'd have a lot of good customers after real good quality Charlie Wayland's, and we were below the Cracker in Elphin last Saturday, and we only picked out one bull on the day, and we ended up buying the bull we bought, and I must say I'm very delighted with him.
Yeah, just showed me a video of him there now. Cracking looking bull.
He's a cracking bull. Look, he's only dear the day you buy, especially the way things are gone now. 7 or 8 calves he's paid for like this.
Yeah.
I'd never hesitate in spending big for a bull. So, calving away, we've 60-70% of the cows calved
at home.
So at home, yeah, it's busy. So we like to get, if we could get 80% of our cows calved before the sheep start to lamb or on the pig's back. So.
Okay.
Look, it's a hard time of year at the dark nights and early mornings, but it's the summertime there when they're out in the field. And
it's nice to look at them
the mart there when you're coming home with a nice check. That's when it makes it worth it. So
well, you'll be busy here for the next.
We'll be busy here now, I tell you, which is no harm. Better at this than at other things. So.
But then again, as we said before, we kind of designed it that it was more for safety than that you could handle it, and you're not. Stock is moving rather than you trying to move stock.
Without doubt. So,
right, okay.
Yeah,
Well, so look, we'll catch up with you again when it comes into the busier time of year. No doubt it's a calm before the storm
100%,
here. But you have everything fairly well set up. I know you've still a few add-ons to do here yet.
But look, we'll get there.
We would like at some stage put a cover over the pen here as well, just for the wet days there when you would be out, because this facility needs to be working every day.
It does, yeah.
And, if you need to bring stock in there, there can be wet days when you need to be here, but we will get there again.
Yeah.
It's
a work in progress.
It's a work in progress here. But the idea of this was to, when we are cleaning out the sheds too, that we can put the cattle somewhere and clean them out without having to be in around them and things like that.
And, even on a real warm spring day or in the back end of the year too, when it's real clammy in the shed, if sometimes you could take out a pen of cattle and just leave them stand there. It's a lot healthier than standing in the shed.
Yeah.
You've comfort, you've options. It's fantastic now. It's a credit.
Yeah, while it's a big pen, and we would probably thought initially we were taking up a lot of space here, but as time goes on, we'll probably see the benefit more.
100%, yeah. It's a credit to all involved and all who designed it.
Yeah, the boys done a great job. I know Shane and Brian Carr on the way down here.
Just like to thank everyone who got us to this stage.
Got us to this stage anyway, because there was a bit of a push there for the summer. We were kind of on a tight deadline there to get everything in and get everything.
But no, it's done now and we're delighted, so we'll keep going.
Best luck in the calving season, Jack, and we will catch up with you again.
We will.
All right.
So, thanks everyone.